It's Citizen Sleeper. When I left off, I got one good dice left. So, energy's doing okay. The Avery I gotta wait on that. Oh yeah, tracking Ashton. I'm just one segment away. Search for signals, let's do it. The trail ahead extends deep into an overgrown section of the Greenway. At this far end of the rainbow, the long, lazy curve of the Greenway becomes the shuttered landscape of the wastes. Things are oddly quiet. Ahead stands a vast farmstead broken from its axis by Bristol force, and lying amongst the overgrown landscape like an ancient temple, it is stained with moss and algae, flows of green running out from its broken tanks like a frozen, brackish tide. This is where Ashton is hiding, you are pretty sure. Or your intuition points to the shadows beneath this collapsed superstructure. You roll the comm headset and Kita gave you in your palm. And go alone or cool. You slip the headset into your ear and it fizzes with static. After a few moments you hear Ankita. Sleeper, have you located the target? I doubt enters your mind. Can you be sure he is there? Well, no confirmation yet, so I say no, hold. A confused silence at the other end. Maybe it is better that you confirm that Ashton is there before you call in Ankita. Remove headset. You put the headset back in your pocket. Not yet, you need confirmation. You survey the road ahead. There is a direct route, a line of broken pillars that take you into the centre of the structure. Or you could skirt around the pillars, keeping to the cover of the raised spine of the Greenway, and work your way around. It'll take longer, but is better concealed. The right route, or skirt around. Skirt around. You decide on the long route and head off towards the central spine. It is slow going there where the overgrowth meets the metal wall, but it is so concealed that you can barely see the glass roof high above. You follow the wall knowing it will lead you to the edge of the collapsed stack. For the final part of the journey you have to work your way through dense undergrowth, pushing aside branches and fronds. It is exhausting and you stop on a small rise to rest. It's been hours since you began. You desperately hope Ashton hasn't moved on. Just ahead, a soft glow is coming from somewhere within the farm stack. A grow light, still on after all these years, perhaps. You take a little longer to rest, then push on. You follow the faint glow of the stack. You find a broken tank and step through the opening, trying to avoid the broken glass that sits among the moss and algae. You work your way up the slanted tank carefully, quietly. Somewhere water drips and you swear you hear birdsong. Hanging plants catch the light, coating the place in a pale and sickly green. As you reach the edge of the tank, you hear something, an echoing hiss like a hydraulic piston. You quickly move up to where the tank opens into the central drum and look over the edge. The vast drum is like a cistern, with plants growing on all sides and wet mossy islands at its base. It is beautiful, and for a moment you can't see anything but tones of green. Then you see the sleeper. In a faint circle of light descending down through the drum, the sleeper lies slumped at an odd angle. They are surrounded by crates, and beside them, on one of the mossy islands, there is an object, a cylinder set on a tarp. It is connected to the sleeper's head. You flinch. Are they one of the others? One of the ones that escaped with you? You squint, trying to recognize them. They are twisted, broken, open, wrong. You look away. Wait or jump down. Wait. Unsure what to do, your eyes fixed on the broken sleeper at the centre of the drum. On the connection between them and the ship mind, you think of what might be passing through that connection. Thoughts, memories, or just data. You hear a sound, a quiet hiss, then soft footsteps. Below you, Ankita enters, her sidearm in hand. She must have followed the signal from the headset. Has she been spying on you? You watch her step onto one of the mossy islands, the water around, rippling as she does. The gunshot breaks the silence, blanking out all noise. It hits Ankita's shoulder piece, the ceramic armour cracking but holding as she braces into the impact. Then she launches herself forward, the now activated armour launching her across the drum. Another shot goes wide before she reaches the cover of the crates beside the sleeper. Shit! You hear the shout from one of the tanks high on the far wall. Ankita reaches over and wraps a hand around the thick connection between the ship mind and the sleeper. What is she doing? You better come down here or I'll rip this right out of their head. She screams at the wall of tanks. You shiver at the suggestion. I can say stop or stay silent. Stop! Ankita flinches, but she doesn't take her eyes from Ashton. Quiet, sleeper. A shot rips through the moss beside you, filling your vision with green. The shooter must be somewhere on the other side of the tank. Do that again and I swear to God I'll tear their head off. There's a long pause. All you can hear is the dripping of the water running down the walls of the drum. Then Ashton calls out. I'm coming down, Ankita. Don't do anything stupid, for God's sake. He appears at the far side of the drum, stepping through the shallow water, rifle raised above his head. Drop the gun. He throws it down onto the moss. As you lean out to watch, you see him catch your eye, clocking your presence. What are you up to here, Ashton, you sicko? She stands, keeping her sidearm trained on his head. You ripped my ship mind for what? Some freakish experiment? Ashton approaches with shaking hands, his eyes now fixed on the connecting bundle of wires that Ankita still has hold of. Steady, Ankita, it isn't like that. I needed the ship mind. You have to understand, they would have died without it. What are you talking about? I don't give a shit why you ripped my ship mind and crippled my ship. I should put you down right now. She tightens her grip on the connection. Typical of you, Ankita, no curiosity. Ashton smiles shakily. That's why I never asked for your help. You only look after yourself. He nods at you. That sleeper up there, they are just bait, right, to draw me out. Ankita sucks a breath in. Are you trying to give me more reasons to shoot you? I love them, Ankita. Ashton looks at the crumpled sleeper. I love them, and they were going to die. I knew you would never understand that. He starts closing the gap between himself and Ankita, now slowly inching forward. Don't do that, Ashton. Let the wires go, Ankita. Let us go. If you don't get out of my way, please. I can't let you take it, Ashton. Ankita hardens her stare. You stole it from me. You left me for dead. She shakes her head. You think I'm going to trust you after all that? I need it, Ankita. I need them to survive. Ashton is in reach of the sleeper now, of Ankita. I'm going to take them now, Ankita. He raises a hand. I'm going to take the ship mind and go. Ankita loosens her grip on the connection a little. Her hand is shaking now. Stop, Ashton. She lowers the gun a little. Stop. Seeing her drop her guard, he makes his move. A blur of movement, a struggle, a shot, another. You recoil back behind the edge as they ricochet around the inside of the drum, the sound deafening you. When you crawl back to the edge, Ashton is bleeding into the water, the red and the green, and Keita is standing at the centre of the drum, the severed connection in her hand. The water drips endlessly, drip after drip. You force yourself to look at the broken sleeper. There's no sign of life, of humanity. They are just another broken object among other broken objects, while all around living things grow and thrive. And Keita finally looks back at you, tears in her eyes. She begins to say something that might be sorry, but you are already gone. Oh. I'm out of dice, so I have a dorm here. I can end the cycle. Talk to Ankita about what happened. Ending cycle. Dice is back, and here we are. Ankita is away. Amber is docked here at a rickety old jetty, but she's sealed up. A note says sleeper state, I'll be ready soon. I'll wait a couple of cycles before I can do that. This place, the wastes, is where you can gather scrap. I've got to wait another cycle for the fungal growth. So now's the time to work on some other things. What I have been working on is the hull. Get a +1 on the dice here. A danger option, I think I will. This is a large job here. I'm going to make progress on that and get paid a bit for it as well. Let's go in here. Havenage agent. Yet again agent. Yeah, sure, why not? I can come here, hand these two in, get 20 cryo. Also fragments. Sophisticated tech is rare on the ice, so the shipyard is happy to pay for ship mine fragments. I need those. I'm gonna need them anyway. Just a reminder. A ship mine is needed here. Stabilizer. I'm gonna have to buy another one of those. It's gonna cost 80. I can come here and there's some things to work on. There's the low end. There's this. I think I may spend this one here. Babysit Nina. I take it out energy. That gives me some energy. And I'm out of dice. I'm gonna end the cycle. And go again. So. Across the greenway. I'll wait another cycle for Ankita. You got the commune. there's the labs. That's where I collect spores. Harvest mushrooms. That's a -1, but it's a safe option. Done. There we are. I have Giro caps. Great. Because I can put those there and I can do that. And progress on fruiting bodies. I also have the mat caps. They're needed somewhere else as well, but I think I'm gonna use them here for now. Progress this. Almost done. Yeah. Let's do it again. Now go back here. Fruiting bodies. It's done. Rico meets you at the entrance to the lab, leaning on her crutch with a glint in her eye. Walk with me, Sleeper. I'd like to tell you a story. She makes her way down the corridor that leads back up towards the main commune building. When people first crossed what we call Founders Gap into the Greenway, they did so against the wishes of Andrei Erlin. At the time, Erlin was trying to stabilise the Union and establish control over the Eye in the wake of Solheim's collapse. It was chaos, competing factions, failing systems, so many dead and injured from the riots. That was his priority. Why? Erlin was interested in people, not plants. He was a pragmatist, and for good reason. You both crossed through a glass roof to tunnel the Greenway, outside crowded with vines and branches dotting the light. Erlin had written the Greenway off, cut off from the rest of the station, and linked to a broken spoke. He claimed it was only a matter of time before everything here would die. He refused to let anyone abandon their duty to the Union and cross. They were traitors to the cause, or as good as. Rico continues, making her slow but steady way into the inner gardens of the commune. There weren't many of us, but we believed what was here was worth saving. We had to keep our plans secret until we crossed, and some of us left people behind. She pauses to catch her breath, her voice cracking. It is difficult to know if from effort or emotion. What we found was a disaster, nothing like what you see here. Half the Greenway was leaking oxygen into space, the plants flash frozen. The other half was a swamp of mulch, decaying matter clogged every system. We worked hard, we lost good people, we cleaned up and closed up, but it was never going to be enough. After many, many cycles, we all knew this place was doomed, but we kept on working, talking less and less because we couldn't face it. We all developed a death wish. If the Greenway was going to die, so would we. What changed? Everything. We crossed some invisible boundary, tipped some biological scale, and the Greenway started to recover. Plants flowered, crops sprouted. For the first time, we reaped the fruits of our labour. Rico smiles, looking at you. We thought it was us, that we managed to do just enough to end the cycle of decay. You pass into the grow beds of the commune, rich with the hustle and bustle of Haifa members planting and harvesting. For a while, Rico is quiet, and you both simply observe the hypnotic movements of the work crews. The eager chatter washing over you like a wave. Rico smiles to herself. I should have known, of course, that our arrogance was unfounded, but we needed to believe back then. We needed a myth to bring more people across the gap. You both move into a smaller corridor, Rico following some direction unknown to you. What you have shown me is that back then the Greenway saved us, not the other way around. Tell me, have you ever consumed one of the mats or grow caps you have been growing? Can't say I have. They can be difficult to prepare without proper equipment, she muses, but you should try them. After all, they were designed for you. Rico has a mischievous look. At first I thought it was the location they were grown in that made the mushrooms from the aviary, from the labs or from the grove different to each other, but what I've come to understand is that it is the person growing them. The mat and garrow caps you brought me are totally unique, containing compounds never usually found in similar specimens in my possession. Many of these compounds aren't even digestible for humans, but for a sleeper like you. Rico smiles as she leads you into the internal garden of the commune, where the hypha members have planted species from all over the Greenway. Back when the tide turned, when the Greenway started to recover, we all felt something, a response. It was as if this place was not just alive as a forest is alive, but alive in other ways, communicative, responsive. We shrugged it off at the time, but now I understand why. Rico stops and turns to you. This place is responding to us, adapting itself to us. It is growing fruiting bodies for you, for me. It is adapting, changing. It is, in short, displaying all the signs of sentience. The Greenway is sentient? How? That is what I wish to know too. What being is in control here? Rico sits on a bench within the peaceful gardens and gestures for you to join her. When you've been growing the grows and the mats in the aviary, those species so familiar to the Greenway, have you discovered any others? Yes. I discovered clubhead caps here. Rico can barely contain her excitement. I should like to see those. Please bring me some next time you're here. You look around the garden, amazed at the sense of peace within it. Rico interrupts the silence. There is a species of mushroom that I haven't seen in years. It was dark, short, shaped like a club. We first found it in those early days when we were working to save this place. It was around the time that we started to lose our first members. They were succumbing to some infection, some mold growing deep in the dark mulch that drowned this place. At that point we thought we were lost, and then these mushrooms emerged from that same black mold. We tested them, and saw that they contained some compounds that counteracted the mold. They contained an antidote. Of course, as a botanist, I saw this as part of the natural processes of this ecosystem, even if the timescale seemed absurdly short. But what I am wondering if that antidote was a gift. Rico meets your eyes. Perhaps if you are patient, you will receive your gift too soon. You both sit for a while, Rico seemingly done telling stories for today. You watch the light playing off the leaves and plants around you and wonder what forces could be in play in this place. After a while you stand and leave with a quiet nod to Rico, leaving her to her memories. Alright, so I can hand these in now. Clubhead samples. You hand them over to an eager Rico, who immediately begins to work on the samples. Gonna need 2 more. So there's that. I can do a work summon here and hopefully get some energy back. I do. Now, who wanted the mat caps? I need to think here. Oh, yeah, 3 of them. I need 3 of them, I've only got 1. The office. Haven't even started working on this yet. Risky. I only have a 3 dice left. Yeah, it's a safe, yeah. Let's do it there. Oh, I got energy there too. Okay. I'm out of dice. Go home. End the cycle. Okay, and we begin again. 25 minutes on the clock. See you next time.